You can have the perfect offer, perfect script, perfect targeting, but if you don't nail this one thing down when you're doing cold outreach, nothing will work. What I'm talking about today, you really don't see getting talked about too much, but I would argue that it's the most important thing whenever you're doing outreach. And so in this video, I'm gonna talk about how to create instant credibility whenever you are putting your offer in front of cold people, meaning people that know nothing about you, who you are, or what product or service you sell. This will not only increase reply rates, but it will also make sales calls go way smoother because they'll see you as an authority figure. And you really want to stick around until the end of the video because I'll show you where you can find the exact checklist that we're going to be going through for completely free. And in this video, we're going to be talking specifically about Twitter outreach because in my eyes, it is the most effective at this point in time. But these principles will apply for any outreach you're doing, whether that is cold email, whether that's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, it applies to everything. All right, so let's dive right in. The first thing that we need to do is we need to focus on having a clean profile picture. I'm talking no NFTs, no AI generated cartoons. You really just want to show your face, show that you're a real human being, and you want to be likable, okay? You gotta remember, the first thing people look at after they've gotten a cold outbound message from you is going to be your profile picture. If they don't like your profile picture or if they are weirded out by it, odds are they will not reply. Now, secondly, I'm adding no NFTs, no AI generated cartoons. This applies virtually to every single niche except if you are in the Web3 space. Obviously, if you're in Web3, everyone has NFT profile pictures and it's completely normal. But if you are reaching out to any business owner that isn't in that space and you have a freaking cartoon on there that they don't even understand, odds are they will not reply and they're just not gonna think that you're an authority in your space. Now, in terms of what you actually wanna be looking for or what the best profile pictures are, I typically just recommend it be a clear picture of your face. Ideally, you're smiling, but you don't necessarily have to be smiling. As long as it's a picture of you, you'll be completely fine. And what I always recommend people do is just look at the biggest people in your space. Like, what type of profiles do they have? What type of profile pictures do they have? And then just do something similar. You don't have to copy exactly. You just want to look at what's working and then iterate based off of that. So here, Daniel Fazio, just his face, and then Marketing Max here, once again, just his face. Once we have that squared away and we have a clean profile picture, we're gonna move on to the cover photo. Cover photos, again, there's a couple things that you can do. You just want it to look as professional as possible while still maintaining that casual vibe that comes with Twitter. Now, if we're talking LinkedIn, it's a completely different story, but for Twitter, something like this is totally okay. So here I just have a black background. It has a little bit of an effect right there in the middle, and then it has Flywheel and Drippy.ai. If we look at Daniel Fazio, it literally just has his company name, clientascension.com. And here, for example, this is a little bit of a funny one, but it goes with this brand, and so that's why this is amazing, right? So it's Mount Rushmore, and it has Max in here, Gary Vee, Warren Buffett, and then Elon Musk, obviously. Another example that I love, and if you can do this, this is honestly like one of my favorite things. Not a lot of people are doing this, but here, for example, Ryan from OpsKings has just a bunch of his thumbnails put together into a collage, and then he says the secret weapon behind the fastest growing companies. And then it's just a bunch of testimonials. So this is honestly like super, super effective. We're trying to have your profile make you look like an authority. And if you are an authority, then you want to display your expertise in any way you can. And so this is going to be perfect whenever you're doing outreach. All right, so now that we have our cover photo, the next thing is gonna be having a clean username. Now, I don't understand why people have like the weirdest stuff when it comes to usernames. Like some people still have their frigging gamer tag from back in the day when you used to play Black Ops or something. But here the idea is, again, to just have it be clean, okay? If you look at these examples, for example, I just have my last name, then my name, Daniel Fazio, the Daniel Fazio, Marketing Max, Marketing Max. You really don't want like a bunch of numbers. You don't want like anything weird, just your name or something that goes with your brand. Like in this example, Marketing Max. Clean username, clean name, it's pretty much the same principle. Just keep it short, sweet, to the point. Now, there is one thing that I'd like to say here, and it is using your name as like SEO within Twitter, right? And so, for example, what some people will do is they will literally just within their name, they'll have it, or they'll say like SaaS growth guy or Alex Peninuri, SaaS growth. Or they'll say like Daniel Fazio, consultant, or Daniel Fazio, SaaS growth, or marketingmax.com, the newsletter growth guy, or like whatever it is. They'll add these keywords to their name so that whenever you're using Twitter's native search features, if you look up marketing, then someone's name will pop up. Or if you look up like the lead gen guy and Daniel Fazio has Daniel Fazio, the lead gen guy, then his name will pop up. It's just, do you want to make that trade-off where it looks a little bit less clean, but you get that added kind of SEO results within Twitter, which again, it's not going to be a huge boost, but it does help if someone is looking for a specific problem to get solved and they find you, then odds are they will end up going with you or at least booking a call with you. So clean name, you can use an SEO optimized name. Now this is a huge one that literally no one talks about. It's having more followers than the people that you follow. So here, for example, myself, 19,000 followers, 900 following, 10,000 followers, 400 following, and then Marketing Max has 56,000 followers and he only follows 900 people. And so just for whatever reason, this just makes you look a little bit better. You don't want to be following more people than the amount of followers that you have. It just kind of lessens your brand a little bit. So I highly recommend that you keep an eye on that ratio so that you always have more followers than the people that you're following. Now, another one, your bio. The question I like to ask here is, can someone tell what you do in 5 seconds, okay? The answer is no, and you're doing outreach and you're, especially if you're new to the game, this is really, really important. Like here, for example, mine, Flywheel and Drippy. It's super obvious what it is that I do, and I like keeping things minimal. So it's like, okay, this guy has something to do with Flywheel and he has something to do with Drippy, right? So that's kind of what the vibe you get here. You don't know if this guy is the founder. You don't know if he's just doing marketing. But you get an idea that it's Flywheel and Drippy, right? If we go into Daniel Fazio, co-founder, client section, list kit. Okay, there we go. Currently doing over $1 million a month. Freaking beautiful, right? Spend $200K a month plus on ads. I know I show you how here, right? So it's super quick to the point. So it just tells you exactly what it is that they do. Marketing Max sold my ecom agency. So this is just adding a bunch of credibility. Now building you a cult following like me at the newsletter team. So like that's what he does, building you a cult following and generating you leads at Max's team, co-host 10minutemarketer.co, right? So again, can someone tell what you do in 5 seconds? And if the answer is no, I would redo your bio. Now, another one that you really want to keep in mind is links to your website, and specifically using the designated slot for website links. Now, what's really nice about this is that you can use the location section to point to your link, as you can see here. So here I have SaaS ? Apply, and it's the 4242 club, which is our founder club. It's completely free. It is invite or application only. And so if you are a SaaS founder, go to 4242.club and you'll be able to apply to our private network for SaaS founders. But the point is, you can use that to your advantage. Daniel Fazio here, scale with ads, points to joinolympia.com, Marketing Max, join my 117,000 people on my on his newsletter, right? And then he has a link to his newsletter. So this is how you want to be using your link, and then that's how you want to be using your location to point people to that link, to give people a little bit more context about the link, okay? So that is what you want to be doing with your website. Link to YouTube. I used to have a link to YouTube here. And that can be huge, especially if you have a well-made YouTube channel that showcase your expertise with well-edited videos. Because again, just having that, it becomes a sales asset and an asset that just puts you in the authority frame. And so if you have that going for you, you can add that into the website section right there. Pin post. Now this is super, super key. A pin post is the easiest way to show your expertise without having a lot of content. So for example, here, what I really like to do is having well-edited videos pinned to my profile. Now, reason being is if you upload as an MP4 file, so for example, let me just refresh, this will just automatically start playing, right? And people will see that it's a well-edited video, the camera is good quality, there's a mic, and so people just kind of start putting this picture together in their head of who you are based off of what they see, which is why this is so important. Having a good profile is vital for your outreach success. Now, if you've never recorded videos, then you don't necessarily need them. Another one I really like that Daniel Fazio used to have, if you don't want to do a video, is a pinned post going over a case study, a specific case study, or going over client interviews. And Daniel Fazio used to have one of how they made like $1.2 million in a month, something like that. I can't find it now. But that stuff, again, the idea is that you want to kind of show people who you are based off of your profile. And what's really nice is that you can craft this in a way where you show people that you are the best at what you do, like that, right? You can do it super quickly, and you can just essentially usher people to look at exactly what you want them to. And so you can help them create a vision of you based off of stuff that makes you look good, so that they are more inclined to reply to your messages. Now, that's pinned post content. You obviously need content, but again, if you don't have a bunch of content, then the easiest way to get around that is by having a really well-made pinned post. That is going to be kind of the fast track there. Are you verified? When it comes to Twitter, and this doesn't apply to cold email or LinkedIn, maybe LinkedIn a little bit, but cold Twitter outreach, you really do need to be verified. And it just differentiates you from the pack, because if someone sees the same exact message from someone that's verified compared to someone that's not verified, they're gonna go for the guy that's verified, okay? So that's just something you want to keep in mind, because again, we want to help the prospect look at you in the best eyes, okay? And so if you're verified, it just adds that level of credibility. And so everyone knows that it's just $8. Like, that's not the point. It just looks way better, and they're like, oh, okay, at least they're paying $8 for the verification. And then it just kind of, it's you stacking bricks, okay? Because you have the verification, you have the good looking profile picture, you have the pinned post, you have websites that look good. When they click your website links, you have like really good looking website. Again, these are all just things that add to the visual, that adds to the experience of them receiving a message from you. Because it's not just the message, it's the whole system, okay? So you have to take care of every single detail so you have the best odds of people actually replying to your messages. And the last one is just kind of the last check. Do you look like a real human being, okay? There's a bunch of AI accounts out there, and now it's getting really hard to tell. And so you just want to stand out and look like a real human being. And if you're able to do all this and you have a really good offer, script, and good targeting, you will have amazing Twitter outreach campaigns. Now, like I promised at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna show you where you can get this exact checklist so you can go through it at your will. You just wanna hit the first link down below in the description. It's gonna open up Drippy.ai. You wanna start your 7-day free trial so you can get everything set up for completely free. You can scrape leads, send messages personalized with AI. All right, so once you've logged into Drippy and started your 7-day free trial, you can go to the Learning Center on the left-hand side of your screen. You hit account optimization, you scroll down, and then you can hit access document right here. This will open up the exact checklist that I went through on this video. And that's it. That is how you can build instant credibility whenever you're doing cold outreach. Now, nothing I said in this video will really work for you if you don't have a good offer, good scripts, good targeting, and a good system to actually reach out to people, which is why in this next video, I walk through all of that. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.